Welcome back to my channel here at Trades to G. My name is Sammy. Today we're going to chart ONDS, SOFI, and GPUS. Before I go ahead and chart, please like the video, subscribe to my channel, and join the Discord. Let's talk about ONDS first. ONDS is very much having a ripper, hitting all-time highs upward to $10.30 roughly. But now it's time for a retracement, and thus let's get straight into it. So if you guys notice, it's printing now a potential third daily bearish divergence on the oscillator. Every time we smacked the completion point at these pivot areas, obviously creating divergences on the oscillator, we get a melt down. But not just a melt, we have at least an area of support where the melt might actually pan out. So if you notice, once we printed this candle here on Friday 29th of August 2025, you had the divergence play out, bearish divergence on the daily, then you moved to the downside. I mean, you had a massive rip to the upside, right? But notice the candle, what it's doing. You see this white line? Candle found support, at least trying to get the best value at this 10 EMA. Okay, that was when the divergence panned out. But if you continue to move forward, look, 10 EMA on the daily RSI, on the daily time frame, is showing support here on September 9th. Another candle found support at 10 EMA daily. Again, another candle, September 17th, 10 EMA. Again, candle September 18th. Bottom, at least your absolute bottom, or at least trying to catch a value. The best value is at the 10 EMA support line. Now, obviously, it continues to be a support line. So if you're waiting for this divergence to pan out on the RSI, wait for the divergence to pan out and wait for price action to hit that 10 daily EMA. At least roughly in the zone here, I see that it's about exactly at the 0.786 Fibonacci level at 806. So that'd be a nice area, at least what I consider what previous price action, where price more than likely will come and find support. Moving on to GPUS. Guys, I posted this in my previous video a couple days ago. Man, I talked about this at 45 cents. It has now been a whopping at 45 cents, exactly 25% highs. So right now we're sitting at around 20%, 17%. Guys, this thing is finding legs. You got a higher high, higher low. All right, this whole entire structure here, if you notice price action, what is that? You're creating new higher lows, and then obviously you're stopping at the 236, right? Seems to be a key area of resistance, right? But breaking above the 236 on the 12-hour, or at least on the daily time frame, much better. You notice that price is having a hard time breaking above 53.41. But GPUS is finding its ground. It's making new higher lows, which is important, but resisting at the 53.41. Guys, this is a data center play. It said that they're turning from Bitcoin mining to now AI infrastructure. If they turn a new leaf, as I stated before, this can become a nice little swing trade. I mean, hey, AI data centers is booming. It's a booming market. It's hot. It's a hot topic. So we still have potentially a lot more upside for GPUS, especially if they execute and actually get things going. Everything about it looks good. I mean, we're just having a hard time breaking 236. But here, this candle here, this engulfing bullish candle, is trying to tell you something. Look at this candle closure above the 236, and you have this wick ripping above, or at least encapsulated all this price action, right up until you got to this point right here, which is at 56.62 roughly. But that is a good sign that this thing actually wants to continue. And once you have price action sitting above the 236 micro, you have an 80% chance to get to 32, 67, 66. So this is actually showing life, and rightfully so. But let's get straight into the SOFI charts. Man, SOFI has been getting beaten down, and thus it is completing a weekly 3 inside down candlestick pattern. Very bearish. In most cases, it is a continuation to the reversal, at least continuation down. So 3 inside candlestick. You have the engulfing candle. You have this close. You have the secondary candle closing 50% of the previous body candle, and thus you did actually get that going. And the third candle is breaking or engulfing well below the closure body of the bullish candle. So we broke well below the closure body, opening body of this candle here. So we broke right below it, literally slapping right on there. So it's interesting to see what's happening here with SOFI. This technically means the potential more downside. Now, one thing I do want to know is that usually I like to turn on higher time frames to see when was the area of at least a pivot area on the RSI, because on the RSI pretty much is price action on the charts. So if you notice here, I noticed that we had a clean resistance, a very snappy resistance here on the RSI. So if I had to take a good guess right now, coming in Monday, this is going to be an area of contention, area of where price will battle, and thus you see it here as well, an area of resistance. So from from a historic view on this, right here Monday, we're going to fight right here on the RSI. Very important. So on the chart a little bit, we are literally on it right now at the 618 Fibonacci extension at 2503. That is a very key area, or at least a psychological area, $25. Let's see if we can fight this out here on this zone. Literally, it's been a very area of resistance. So 25 is a psychological area on top of that. On top, oh man, even on the daily, you see a 3-line bearish strike on the charts on the daily. So a lot of bearish sentiment here. We're at 25 at a key psychological level. Let's hopefully we just sit above the 618. If not, the next area of support is your clean macro trend line here. This macro trend, which acted as a resistance and then eventually support. But this area right here would also align, excuse me, not this macro. Excuse me, I snapped out. So yeah, this support line, not bearish, excuse me. Sorry guys, I just blanked out for a second. But anyway, moving along, yeah, I think that's it. So just keep an eye out on ONDS, GPUS, and SOFI pretty much. Wait for SOFI. If it doesn't hold to 25, wait for this macro trend line, which is roughly around 24.17. ONDS, we're going to get bullish, bearish divergence. Just a quick cap. Bearish divergence about to pan out on the daily. Wait for the price action, at least try and test that 10 EMA daily. And GPUS making higher lows, but rejecting the 236. So if we break above the 236, 53.41, this thing is looking like it wants to bust out. But man, it is ascending, making new lower highs. Making higher lows and new higher highs. So very interesting. Thank you so much, folks. Have a great day.